Greetings and salutations. Ben here. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang, which is a hang here on Sundays. Hence the name. Yep. That's what we're going with. I'm Ben. Said that. You knew. Please like and subscribe. If you're returning, all you have to do is like it. Tonight, I'm hanging out with my good buddy, my brother from across Lake Ontario, by way of Denver these days. Just like it. Mile High City, and he tries to keep up at times. Yep. Welcome back, Ike.
Hey, what's happening, Ben? Very fancy intro, man. That I don't know that I've caught the stream recently from like right at the beginning. Very fancy.
Well, you know, we outsource the fancy stuff.
I was gonna say, man, you upgraded that because that looks really good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We've
already got a bunch of people in the chat here already. Some names I'm sure you'll find familiar from asking questions for the weekly FAQ video that Ike and Dylan do every week on the Flipside Music channel, right here on the YouTubes. We have unfucking believable Great Vanzini, Tim Thomas, Lawrence Keshavarov, sure, Ron Padgett, Terry's 3Gs, Max Josephson, Down and Back with Corn Dog, the #1 Cornhole podcast on YouTube. He makes me say that. John Duchesne.
There's a Cornhole podcast?
Oh, yeah. Hey, when the pro players are now making damn near six figures.
No.
With sponsorship and prize money, you can get damn near. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
scary.
impressive.
I know. We just did it while we drank beer for years.
Yeah. Who knew that we could have made money doing that shit?
I know. Dana, New Jersey is here. Luke's here. Let's see, Max. Yeah. Craig T. Tolmanson, Mark Taft, Michael Lepancy, Janice Lala. Did you make it to EVHCon, Janice? Charlie S. is here. Mark Effects, House of Twang, Mohogany, Martin Lemaire, Music Therapy Laz, Charles 75N, Other Left, Vince RJ, The Real My Knees Hurt, not that fake one. Hip Metalworks, Symmetry, cool. Zach Thong, Billy Baloney, Paul Leonard Ewing made it. Great to see Paul in here. Yeah, scroll down the bottom just in case. Yes, Janice did go. Awesome. We got Scott Brockaway here. Michael B. Taylor 315. RNA Music. Good to see Ryan in here.
What's happening, Ryan?
The single-handedly best mom and pop in Texas.
That's entirely possible.
Throwing it out there.
I would put my vote in. Good folks down there.
Let's see here. Who else do we have? Jimmy Ray Hawkins is here. Gear Junkie 35, who just got 3 new pedals. And Brad Guitar Miller, he said he's just hopping over from the Texas Toast live stream. That's right. If you didn't know it, those boys go live right before I do. Benjamin Payne is here. Terry Himes. Cool Tunes Made Easy.
We've been thinking once we get into the new place, we might start doing live stuff on Sunday and go right before the Texas Toast guys. So there would be a whole Sunday.
The whole triple header. Right?
Yeah.
I dig it. EC Rich 581.
Those guys
they're right in the garage, Doug. Otherwise, I would. Yes. I will say, when it comes to the game of Cornhole, I do have the coolest bags because mine are striped like EVH.
That's pretty rad. Do you have the different colors? Do you have red and black and white and then yellow and black?
I just have the one set of the black, white, and red.
See, that's where you got to get somebody to make you the bumblebee.
Yeah, I need the bumblebee set for the opponent.
And then you're set. Then it's all good. What do the boards look like, though? What does your boards look like?
Well, they would be regulation boards if the holes were in the right spot, but they weren't. Guy drilled the hole in the wrong spot by like, I don't know, half an inch. They're off, but guess what? They were free.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite number.
Yep.
We used to play washers. So it was basically it was like the poor man's cornhole, and you just dig a hole, and we had these big ass washers, and we'd throw those. Same concept, just with washers. I think it came from Texas, so I don't know if that's a Texas thing. Ryan, you could let me know.
Ryan says he might be getting fiber internet though, so they'll be doing more live stuff.
He might be getting what?
Fiber internet.
Wow.
Nice.
They're getting big time there in Canton.
We got Lucky Sevens Band here out of Brantford. I assume Brantford, Ontario. Yeah, that's right. Doug would know because he was the transportation device for me to get those cornhole boards. He says the guy that gave them to him wanted to get rid of them. Yep. There he is, the legend, JJ's House of Jams.
Hey, what's up, JJ?
I had a feeling Brother James to be in the chat tonight, or at least lurking.
Yeah, on the periphery somewhere.
So if you have any questions for myself or Ike, ask away in the chat. Ike does own Flipside Music, carries a variety of lines of guitars, as well as used gear. So basically anything could come through that store at one time or another, and pretty much has.
We get a lot of interesting gear, and there's a few people that have gotten some stuff that's in here from us. JJ House of Jams got a guitar from us.
Mm-hmm.
Great Vanzini just picked up a Telecaster recently, so that was a really cool guitar. Quentin James, oh, there he is.
He got socks.
By the way, Quentin, thank you very much for the picks. I appreciate the Quentin F. and James picks. And so the guys are like, Quentin sent you something. It feels like there's nothing in here. And I go, I guarantee it's picks. They got to be picks. So, but what's funny is the envelope is like, so like all around the perimeter of the envelope, it's yellowed. And then I open it up and it's like this piece of paper where all of the paper around the perimeter is yellowed. And I'm like, how long has he had this shit? Clearly, Quentin hasn't sent a lot of email in a long time because all of the paper was yellow. Well, either that or it was sitting in a window somewhere. I don't know, Quentin.
Well, actually, I think it's just because Quentin's so old, it's probably started out on parchment.
It could be. It's probably left over from high school days.
Yep. AQ Music's here.
I thought it was kind of funny. So thank you, Quentin. I appreciate it, man.
Yes. AQ Music asks, thoughts on stainless steel frets versus non-stainless, fad or must-have?
I think it's a personal preference. Personally, I mean, I think I see the advantages of the stainless steel stuff. If you're a gigging guy and you're playing a lot, you're playing 4 nights a week, you're going to burn through normal's frets. You are, depending on what you play, unless you're a really light touch person and have multiple guitars. If you're gigging the same guitar or the same 3 guitars 4 nights a week, stainless isn't bad. But there again, you know, it's going to be if you like how those feel. Some people don't like the way they feel.
Sure.
I know
I would say if you're going to use like steel strings, like an NYXL, definitely use stainless frets so you don't just destroy your nickel frets.
Yeah, I was going to go with that too. You know, if you're using different strings, they could burn through nickel frets easy. So you're going to be doing, you know, refrets relatively often, and it's just not worth it sometimes.
And I wouldn't say fad, and I wouldn't say must have. It's kind of like active pickups. It's just they're there now. It's an option.
Yeah, it's availability, and if it's something that because not everybody's going to want that. You know, I mean, I've refretted my one of my tellies. I didn't put stainless on it because I just don't. Well, I got too many tellies, so the possibilities of wearing it down are much less than they used to be. Sure. You know, that was the only telly I had for a long time. It's the only one I played, so I wore the shit out of it. So, I agree with you, man. It's not quite a fad, but it's just something that's available now.
Yep.
But they do kick the shit out of your tools. So it's a spendy, you know, it could be spendy for the repair folks, and it could be spendy for you because they're going to charge you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to have the diamond files as opposed to just a standard metal file.
Yeah. The last refurb I used cryo wire from StuMac, and that seems to be holding up really well.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Billy Baloney says you can't have too many tellies. Yep. True.
No, you can't.
No.
There's 2 there. Well, there's 8 or 9 in here somewhere. Strewn to boot.
Brad Miller's asking, he says, ask Ike if I sent him an EVH tribute sticker. Can't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen one.
Well, there we go. Probably not then, Brad. Quentin asks, how long does Ike think this surge in guitar/gear sales will last?
That is a very good question. That's a question that we've kind of talked about at the store. Because at some point, everybody's going to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? Are we still going to have the same demand that we were having? I think the demand is even falling off a bit already.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have companies that are behind, and they're still going to be behind for almost another year. So
that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I ordered my stuff. I ordered my Fender stuff 6 or 8 weeks ago for Christmas of next year. Because, I talked to my rep and he's like, dude, the big guys are already putting the Christmas 22 orders in. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to miss that boat. So here's a bunch of guitars that I don't even know are being, when's it going to catch up? I'm not sure. That's a tough one to say. But at some point, some of this has to, it's going to have to contract a bit.
Yeah.
So it could be a year from now. It could be a year.
Yeah, like at some point, there's going to be a glut in the used market.
That I was just going to say that at some point, the new market's going to catch up. I don't think demand is going to be there as much. And then all those people that bought all that stuff during the last 2 years, that's going to end up on the market. So how does that affect the new guitar sales too?
Right.
My thought there is that a lot of that stuff that was purchased during the pandemic was kind of starter cheap shit. So I don't think it's going to affect the market that much because it's all, hey, I want to start playing guitar. I want to buy a $200, $300 guitar. So right. I think you're going to see a flood of starter stuff back out there. So I don't know how much that'll impact.
Yeah.
The middle of the road.
If you're into getting those affordable guitars and then modding them, folks, you're in for a treat in about 18 months.
Yeah, you're going to find Affinity Squires for 50, 60, 70, 80, $100.
Exactly.
There'll be great deals out there if you like to do the mod stuff.
My cousin Doug, I should mention, yes, down back of Corn Dog is cousin Doug. He says Tony needs to get in touch with Don at Colorado Cornhole. He'll hook him up with some great boards. Tell him I sent you, because apparently it's a family thing that Colorado businesses sponsor Coombs boys. I don't know. So yes, congrats. Doug got a new sponsor for his podcast, being Colorado Cornhole.
Send me an email or message me through the shop Facebook or something, because I'll forget. It's inevitable. I'll forget by the time the podcast is over.
Yeah, he'll text me and he'll say, "Hey, did I do that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I forgot."
Yeah, I'll forget. It's funny because a lot of times at the shop, I'm like, "Just email me if you need me to do something. Make sure you email me." And they're like, "Well, what if I just tell you? What if you email me? I have it on record. I can go back to it. I can address it. Otherwise, I'll forget after you leave the store or something." So.
Oh, apparently, not yet, he says. Not yet. So, okay, I'm not supposed to announce that sponsorship deal. Sorry, you heard nothing, folks.
I don't know what's going
on. We have the legend BV Ninja. Salute, BV. Let's see. Jessica nickel frets usually harder than other nickel frets. Well, there we are.
What's that?
Jessica nickel frets are harder than standard nickel frets. So I guess they're like a treated nickel fret.
That's kind of like the cryo wire from
Stuback.
It's got a similar thing.
Which I'm wondering, is that the wire that they're using in those new Player Pluses? Because I still haven't figured out what that fret wire is. I remember I asked you guys in an FAQ show because it has that iridescent look to it.
I don't know. I could look on the Fender website, like on the
unless they updated it in the last couple of weeks. I don't know.
Let me look in the dealer portal and see if there's any.
There you go.
Information. Ah, shit, what happened?
All right, so Unbelievable, get in touch with Doug regarding a new set of cornhole boards, because he can hook you up. Eddie Van Haskell's here. Awesome. RNA, Ryan's waiting on adamantium frets. Well, aren't we all? Sure.
All right.
That's right, Michael. If you have 12 guitars, it is harder to wear out the frets.
That's what I think. Just buy more guitars.
Yep.
That'll solve all your problems.
Papa Blue loves the mod stuff. Cool. Manfred says, I dig the tellies. I have one that has an Epiphone hockey stick headstock, double humbucker, and a Michael Kelly denim faded flame top, and a Frankenstein telly, square neck, alder body. Very cool.
I am not seeing anything about the frets in here.
It's weird that they aren't like advertising that they are some kind of special fancy fret. That's the weird part.
And I don't remember if I'd have to go back and look. I don't know if there's anything special about them. At least not that I remember. Let's put it that way. There's been a lot of things to remember recently. So
that's right. Unbelievable. Hashtag dealer portal. Dealer portals are handy.
Dealer portals are very handy.
That's how I ended up with the Phase 95 3 months before it was on the market. Because all I know is they show it on Instagram. Hey, Phase 95, coming soon. Cool. So I go down to the music store and I said to the guy, I'm like, hey, so when are they coming in? He says, I don't know. I've never heard of it. So he called up their wholesaler and he just said, hey, Phase 95. And they're like, yeah. He's like, so what's the ETA on them? And the lady says, well, we just got 20 shipped into Canada for advance for endorsees and dealers to check out, blah, blah, blah. So you want one? He's like, yeah. So then I got it. And the pedal that was debuted at NAMM, I had in November.
Oh, nice.
And I was told by the owner of Ardens, he's just like, here it is. First of all, this pedal cost me like $20 because he quoted me the price for the pedal and I got the pedal with the adapter. So I went, all right. And he goes, and 2, don't tell anybody where you got it for at least 3 months.
That's unusual because usually we don't see, those pedals until like right before they come out.
Yeah. And that was,
they just came out with the deep phase pedal.
Oh, I want one.
I don't even know if we got one yet. Maybe we did. I don't know. It's been a whirlwind of stuff coming in this last 3 weeks. But there's a lot of companies putting out new pedals. Catlin-Bred's got a new pedal. Earthquaker's got a new pedal. Nice. And even JHS just put out the Pack Rat.
Right.
That was supposed to come out on November 5th. Mm-hmm. But there was dealers that were leaking information, so they pushed it back a whole week. So I don't know if you saw our demo on that, but we did a demo. Dylan did the demo on that.
Yes.
And that was me calling Dylan, dude, I just got an email from JHS. We got to go live with it tomorrow. Can you do a video tonight? And he was up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning getting all that together. Just because, you know how it is. It takes time to get all that stuff worked out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, kudos to Dylan by and knocking that out, too. Yeah, because that was, I had heard rumor of it, and then all of a sudden, everybody was dropping the demos. Like, RJ dropped his, and I was just like, oh, wow. And it was weird because it's like, there's been a real glut of Rat clones and stuff coming out in the last couple of months, it seems. It's just like, all of a sudden it's the year of the Rat, or the fourth quarter of 2021 is the quarter of the Rat. So,
well, I think it just gets trends happen. Somebody starts to hear chatter about this, and then the other guys are like, oh, we got to do that too. And then before you know it, we got 6 new fucking flangers. Great.
And I'm glad, our friendly neighborhood pedal builder, Lawrence, he has a new version of the Vermin that he was originally going to release this quarter, but he pushed it back to next year.
Oh, but just because of everything else.
And I think, though, it would have been a game changer, too, because his is a Rat, but it also has an added bass control.
Which is nice.
And nobody else did that, I noticed, with all these Rat clones coming out. They're all 3 knobbers.
That's the thing. It's like you got to add one. When you're doing your particular
you got to do something.
You got to do something that make it a switch or a slider or a mix knob or something. Or a bass cut is a great, like having a nice overdrive having an overdrive with a nice low end is great, but that doesn't always transfer in a bass or in a band mix. Like I really love my ODR1. I got the mini, but it's very bass heavy. Right. So I can't use it. So I got to get the full size one because that has a bass cut. I love the overdrive sound, but it gets too bassy just in the mini pedal.
That's what I loved about Lawrence's Embers, because it's a Klon. He added the bass, but it's at noon, it's out of the circuit. So you can add or remove up to 14 dB of bass.
I kept one.
Yeah.
Because I plugged it in. I was like, you judge.
Yeah. It's handy.
Yeah. And we only got a couple of them, but we sold one right away. And I just said, well, before we end up selling this one, I'm keeping it. Just because there's certain ones that come through that I'm just like, yeah, I can't sell them all. I have to keep one of these. But speaking of rats,
you could be the guy, because for those who don't know, Flipside has a pedal or two in stock. That some, guitar shops, they get the back room with the platinum guitars, your custom shop. You can have, wait, you have an LPD Embers back here? What the hell is going on? You're like all these no longer available pedals and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I can hook you up. I can hook you up.
Well, we got a 67 Chennai Univibe at the shop, like a for real one that's been refurbished, and it's got a backstory. It could have been possibly played by Jimi Hendrix on the Band of Gypsies tour. So it's got some lineage. The guy that we bought it from an estate sale from a guy named Marlo Henderson. Marlo Henderson owned a studio in New Mexico.
Right.
Marlo was also Jimi Hendrix's tech in Band of Gypsies. And Jimmy was known for just giving away shit at the end of a tour, like, here, take this stuff.
Right.
And so it's marked on the back. It was Marlo Henderson. So it's a cool story, and it sounds amazing. Like, if you ever plug it in, you were ruined for any other Univibe forever, because it is the sound.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other one, there's only two other Univibes that we've heard that get close, and one of them's like the JHS Unicorn. Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty awesome.
Right. Yeah. See, Ryan agrees. VIP pedal room. Yep, I dig it.
Well, we got some other ones too. We got some other vintagey ones that we've acquired along the way.
Unbelievable asks, does Ike have a nice drive, eh?
I don't think we have any more.
I think you're sold.
But that's a really good pedal too, by the way. So if you're making that again, I think Lawrence is making another run of those, right?
We might be sold out of the second run already.
It's a good pedal. We plugged it in. I really liked it too. So
nice. Well, if we aren't sold out, I think we had a week and a half ago, there was 5 left, maybe 3 left now. And we sent one to Pete Thorne, and he's going to do a video. So I think that'll sell out a third run at that rate.
Yeah.
So, although I texted him, he said he unboxed it on Monday. Haven't heard back, and I texted him just a few minutes before we went live, just to say, hey, man, I didn't want to ask during your show because I didn't want to be that guy. Hey, what'd you think of my pedal? And then he's like, it sounded like shit, one of those.
Yeah, you don't want to, yeah.
So.
Live. No, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, very bad, very bad. So, yeah, I'm hoping to hear back on that. And he said he'd do a video, but we'll see.
I'm sure you're Can you stop breathing on me, guy? Can you stop breathing on me?
Charles 75N says, I own 3 pedals, bought 2 of them from Flipside. Great customer service. Thanks, Ike.
Thanks, dude. Much appreciated. Who was that again?
Charles 75N.
Oh, yeah. And Charles jumps in on YouTube stuff too, so I appreciate that.
Charles just did a little project. He did a Epiphone Les Paul Junior fabric top.
What's that?
Fabric top Les Paul Junior.
Oh, very
cool. Neppy Junior did a fabric top in a paisley and put it like a TV Jones in it too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's badass. So.
Yeah, fabric top guitars are pretty. I got one. I got my Texas Toast over there, and that's pretty cool with the fabric top on it. I don't understand this stupid camera.
You got to hold up your beer.
Is that how we fixed it last time?
Yeah.
Powered by the Rockies. Did I fix it? I don't know what's going on with this stupid shitting thing.
And yes, if anybody is interested in checking out the Flipside Music website, there's a link down below, which happens to be my affiliate link. Check it out.
Yeah. You got a couple bucks in the till.
There's a few bucks in the kitty. Yep.
Yeah. Go through Ben. Let him make a couple bucks, and we make a couple bucks, and you get some stuff. And big family making.
Perry's not posting the affiliate link. He's putting the standard website in there. shame, Terry. But thanks for putting the other links.
For shame.
Quentin asks, can we order shirts from the Flipside website?
You sure can. And if you use promo code FLIPUShipping, you should get free shipping on the shirts.
Nice save, Terry. Use Ben's link. Yes, and I will say Ike has some of the coolest merch for a music store on the whole planet.
We do.
I think a considerable portion of my wardrobe is Flipside music shirts.
Me too. You can't see it, but me too.
I got the stealth
I
one.
said, I want black on black. They go, you can't see it. I'm like, it's the drizzle.
I'm not saying I will be wearing a Flipside shirt during tomorrow night's show, but chances are I'll be wearing a Flipside shirt during tomorrow night's show.
So really cool. Primus just played, I think, the Mission Ballroom. They did a 2112 tribute thing.
Oh, cool.
I didn't go to, which I'm pissed that I didn't. It got canceled along the way, so things got all, there was schedule fuckery going on, and so I didn't get a chance to go. But the tech for Primus ended up in our store. We didn't know.
Oh, wow.
Who he was. He didn't say anything. But he bought a Flipside shirt. And then at the show, some of our customers were there, and he was teching with our shirt on. Nice. So our customers took pictures and sent it to us. Said, "Yeah, man, he's wearing your guys' stuff at the shop or at the show tonight." So I thought that was kind of cool. It's the little things that are. It's like,
yeah, no kidding.
Cool. Out of all the stores he could have went.
So I'm just wondering, did he buy the humbucker shirt?
I think he bought the snake. He bought the Demogorgon one.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is one of my favorites. We got a new one coming out too. It's going to be like a Wu-Tang Clan shirt. It's going to be pretty cool.
Nice.
We got a couple. We got a PV one. I don't want to say PV-esque 80s style shirt coming out. We also got a Wu-Tang one that I think is pretty cool. It says "for the weens" instead of "for the children." For the weens. Nice. I don't know. We watch a lot of Scottish television, so there's a lot of weird words. And then we got a couple other ones. Some of them we might just do local runs for us and like just some of our local guys because some people may be offended-ish. We made a mock-up of a Slayer one and it said Flipside instead of Slayer, and we had some people that are like got slightly offended by it. So
Slayer fans are a little touchy.
Well, no. It wasn't the Slayer fans.
Oh, really?
That were upset. It was
just the people in general.
It was folks that that believe in certain things and think that Slayer is evil. They were upset, and so we were just like, all right, well, we won't offer it to you or to the general public, but we're still gonna fucking print them because
in store only.
It's a band. It's a goof on a logo. You should feel secure enough in whatever you guys are doing.
Ryan's asking, where's the Fliptalica t-shirt?
Well, I wanted to steal Ryan's got a really cool Star Wars one, and I wanted to steal that idea, but I just didn't want to, blatantly steal Ryan's idea.
Hey, Tinkerbell.
You could make a Fliptalica one.
I remember I gave you an idea for one a while ago, but I forgot. Oh, I think I wanted like a 70s van culture one.
A which one?
A van culture one of some kind.
Well, we got the boogie van. The Van of Doom has been painted black now.
Nice.
So once we get into the new building, I'm gonna finish the van, and it might be like Rat Rod style. It's gonna be a Rat Rod boogie van, Van of Doom thing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Cool. Yeah. Somebody was asking me about this stuff.
Yes, I think it was Unbelievable was asking.
Hey, look, now we're in focus. This is a stupid camera. This is a shit camera. So that's like a little mini Vox amp right there in the corner. It's a little 5-watt jobber. It's kind of like the Fender 600. It's basically the same circuit, except this is the Vox version. I do need to change the speaker because it's farty, but it's really good. It's just a farty. I'm going to get an 8-inch Weber speaker for it.
Right.
And I got to change this baffle. Like whatever baffle they put on here is awful. I mean, it really doesn't let the sound through. But it's a cool little amp. So that's what that is. This is a 77 Vibralux.
Nice.
So this came in the shop like 4 years ago or so, and I sold it to a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Because it came in the shop, got a good deal on it, and like literally 3 days later, a buddy of mine called me and said, "Hey man, you got any old Fenders like a Vibrolux or something?" I said, "Dude, one just came in the door. Yeah, if you want it, plays great. Come and get it." And I sold it to him at like stupid price because it just worked. You know, it's like, hey, we're making money and we're turning it in 4 days. Sure. So it was about a week before he could come pick it up, and when he picked it up, I pulled it out just to make sure everything was working fine before he got it. I plugged it in. And I was like, shit.
This thing sounds nice.
What was I thinking? This is a fucking terrible idea. and so I sold it reluctantly. And I was like, oh. And as it's walking out the door, I'm like, man, I shouldn't have sold that amp. And so before he left, though, I said, hey, Gage Band, if you ever want to sell it, come see me first before you sell this amp. And I was, he comes in the shop fairly regular. And one day, near the end of the pandemic, shutdown stuff, door whips open. He comes trotting through with this thing. And I'm like,
you have returned.
Come back to Papa. Come back to Papa. So we worked out a deal. And so I got it back. And I was like, yeah, I'm not selling that amp again. So I do need to change one of the speakers in that one too, because there's something went to shit. But that's an amazing sounding amp. And then this one is a Blues Deluxe, which is probably this is like the workhorse. You got one. I mean, this thing is 40 watts.
Yeah, mine's under a cover tonight because I took it out to a jam yesterday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean that was a regular Tweed reissue. Mm-hmm. But a friend of ours who's an amp builder, repair guy, has deep knowledge in Fender amps. He did some mods on this, changed out the speakers and did tone stack mod and a few other things. And I went over to his house and we were just kind of drinking some beer and smoking weed and shit and playing guitar. And I plugged into this thing and I was like, damn, that thing sounds amazing. And Steve's always like buying and selling because he's always has so many amps and stuff coming through.
Sure.
And I was like, hey man, how much you want for that? And he's like, $700. And I was like, take my money.
Yep.
And so that's been probably the number one played for gigs is mostly that one. And then that's a Blues Junior right here that's modded. So that's been modded by Steve. We put the Frommel mod in there, tone stack, and so does that. So that one gets the most. And this is special occasion. And then I've been using I got a Pro Junior somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere strewn about. But I've been using that one a lot at the blues jams, just because I don't want to carry a bunch of shit. I don't want to carry this in just to play 4 songs.
I hear you.
Blues Junior, put a reverb pedal on it. It's just as good and it kills.
Sure. Nice. I see we have brother Aaron in the chat from Albus Band. Great to see Aaron in here and JJ.
What's up, dude?
Somebody asked, yes, how did my jam go yesterday? Well, previous to yesterday, the last time I jammed was with JJ, Aaron, and Laz out in California. So it'd been that long since I had jammed with other folks. And damn, it felt good. The bass player did not show, but there was a drummer, other guitar player. Other guitar player was playing through, I think, a Blues Junior. Hello, NYC Pizza Sucks. It's an interesting name. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. I feel fairly offended by that name.
So a guy was playing through a Blues Junior or Pro Junior. Well, it was a Junior. Sounded good, and he was played direct, no pedals. I was like, well, that's interesting. Somebody showing up with no pedals and not playing through a modeling amp or something. And HSS, Mexican Strat, and I showed up with my Music Man, that amp, and a pedal board I built last week. Video on the channel. Nice. And had a real fun time. We didn't really play any. I don't know what songs we played. I just, the other guy's like, here, come up with a riff. And I'm like, I can't because I'm rather high at the moment. And he's like, all right. And he just went through all of the riffs he knows, so he'd do a whatever. And then I just start noodling over top. And then once I caught that, then we trade off a bit. But even then, I think I did like 80% of the lead work. So got to the point where the last song, I'm like, dude, you can just noodle away because I got to play rhythm only because my fingertips are killing me.
It's good to get out and play, man. I've been trying to hit up a little bit more of the blues jams like I used to, and it just feels good to, number one, it feels good to just get out and socialize and see some people again.
Sure.
I haven't seen in a while, but even just to get out and play some live stuff. You know, I was in a band before the pandemic, and it's kind of all fell apart. And then I was going to play bass in a 90s. We were going to do like a Seattle cover band thing, just like a bunch of Seattle bands.
Sure.
And that was right around when the building started to happen. So it's just my work level has gone kind of through the roof.
Sure.
And I'm sitting here for hours trying to learn, you know, Plush, Stone Temple Pilots. I'm trying to learn all, you know, Temple of the Dog and all these other cool songs, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I'm also spending hours like playing this going, I really need to work on this accounting thing. I need to work on this marketing program. I really need to work on our. And so I finally was like, I can't live in both worlds just right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to kind of put that down, but I'm really chomping at the bit to get back and play. So I've been looking at maybe putting together more of blues rock.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, it was a very blues rocky stuff, which was nice. We got Mr. Pedals himself in the chat, Lawrence from LPD Pedals.
Hey, what's happening, Lawrence?
To quote a certain movie, you know, RNA Music, I don't know if you carry LPD pedals, but it'd be cool if you did.
Couldn't hurt.
Couldn't resist, Ryan. Couldn't resist. Great to see Lawrence in here, as well as Chris from Coburg's in here. Who else did I see? So Absolute Mayhem. I was chatting with him on the phone earlier today. So he had a surprise date night with his wife, and that's why he's late. Well, apparently it only takes him 38 minutes. Yep. I said that.
What?
Gretsch Zeppelin. Great name. Love that name, Gretsch Zeppelin. Yo, made it. Great to see you
I
here.
saw somebody ask about this. Like, which this? That. Acoustic. This guy. Like, here, I want to show you guys one of the greatest deals of all time.
All right. I thought that was a Gibby.
Gibson J45, 1977.
Ooh, nice.
$75 at a garage sale.
Wow.
So now, keep in mind, I had to get the neck reset, but I also do know people here in Denver that do such things.
Sure. Yeah, some of them live nearby.
Very close by. Now, those guys weren't able to do it.
Okay.
But right near our shop, we got Victor Guitars. So if anybody's in Denver, Victor Guitars is they're an amazing place. Heath is the owner over there, and he is a really super cool dude. And he hooked me up. You know, he cut me a little bit of a break on this, but we needed a neck reset on this and some bracing and everything. But $75, I bought this at a garage sale, and they did the neck reset, and it still is worth. I'm still good.
Oh yeah.
And it came out. I mean, the thing has. It's got this really rich low end to it, man.
Sounds great.
Hey, Metalhead Hippie, what's up, brother?
What's up? Great to see Metalhead Hippie in here. Apparently Terry asked Lawrence, and Lawrence replied, apparently we're sold out of the Nice Drive-A. The second run has sold out.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for letting me know, Lawrence, because I've been still plugging it like a shill, as always. But there we are. Perfect. Your marketing department forgot to send the email, Lawrence. That's all I'm saying. I don't blame you at all. I blame the marketing department. And I guess we need to work on a third run, considering.
I'll take some. I always kind of find out with Lawrence's stuff like after it shows up, and then I'm emailing him after, and I'm like, "Hey man, can we get some?" So I don't know if I'm missing something or not.
Did you get any of his Cascade reverbs in?
I don't think we did. We I don't think we got any. No, I think we did. Yeah, I think we got a couple of those in. It's just I'm like I said, just busy, and sometimes I don't even know. And I'm like, oh, that's a new thing.
Right.
Did I miss an email? You know, so. But if you guys are making a third round of nice drives, I'll take a few.
There we go. Is it possible Ben's assistant was too high to read the email? That's quite possible. I'm not old. I'm vintage. Great to see you, my friend. Adam D's here. PJ and Beard. Let's see. Okay, Laz is back to lurk mode. Travis is here. Awesome. Lawrence says people can still leave their email. You can sign up. Yes, there's a waiting list for the third run. Let's call it that at this point. So
nice.
Lawrence says, I'm shite at letting everyone know ahead of time.
You're very shite.
Yo, we got Caleb from Nerd Halen in the house.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Wait, Ben has an assistant? Yeah, that's Sober Ben.
Sober Ben is...
Yeah, he's always driving the train.
Somebody's got to get there on time.
That's possible, Charles. He says he read it, but went for munchies and then forgot about it. Yep, that could happen.
That happens. I have to be careful when I read emails at night sometimes because I have to save them as unread because I'll read them and then forget. And then the next day I had no clue. And the thing is every day, the amount of emails I get in my inbox is fucking astronomical. And so if I read something at night because I was just flipping through, if I don't save it as unread, then the next day I probably will miss it. I need an assistant. I could use.
Well, there we go. Apparently, well, at least Paul Leonard Ewing is on the ball because he says Flipside has LPD verbs and delays.
See? All right.
And they both that. And then Michael B says, "Oh, munchies, be right back." Randy Upchurch is here. That delay too, because that's Lawrence's first digital delay with tap tempo and stuff.
Both of those pedals sound great, by the way. So Lawrence, I'll call you tomorrow. I'll email you tomorrow because we got to get some other pedals too. We're sold out of a few things.
Chris, no, RJ does not. We ended up not sending RJ a nice drive A. We sent it. It basically went to Pete Thorne instead. And that's why I think we really need to do a third run because I owe Lawrence for that pedal because he already compensated me for the second run. And then like, Pete's like, I'll take one. I'm like, we need to send one to Pete Thorne, and then, yeah.
I think you'll move a few if Pete does a review.
That's what I'm thinking. There's another run of 30 gone. Quentin asks, how's the new store coming along?
Oh, it's shit. It's coming along like shit. So basically, this is what's happened. Just to kind of give you guys some updates on that. When I first went in to look at the building, there was a bunch of offices in the front. There's like a middle room and then a big back room. And I think we posted a couple pictures. The back room is going to be the warehouse. The middle room is going to be our media area, which is we're going to do more videos and demo stuff and FAQs, and we're working on that. You've seen some of the FAQs. It's got a little echo and just a flag in the background because we're trying to at least utilize the building as best possible.
I get it.
But the front area, there's kind of like a mezzanine above that has like mechanicals, all the heating units and the AC and all that shit. And well, when I got in there with a circular saw and started taking some drywall out. And I realized that all the studs were structural. So we had to get an architect and a structural engineer and a mechanical engineer and all this stuff together. So we had to get all these entities together to put their information in with the architect so that we could put that stuff into the permitting and zoning for the city of Denver, which is also going to take quite a while to get through because they're still backed up and working from home due to COVID. So we're inching along. I was hoping we'd be in the building by now, but it may still be another few months before we get in there. It might be March before we actually get into the March or maybe even April. So
and we just heard back from Pete Thorne.
Oh, nice.
Quick review on the pedal. I did. Check it out. Pretty cool. Kind of a neutral, nod, mid-boosted situation, right? Yep. He knows his gear. Like, yep. It's like, yeah, it's a Class A amp, cranked. It's great.
It's a good pedal.
Oh, okay. Now Lawrence is correcting Paul, saying he doesn't think that you have any of the choruses or delays yet.
Okay, I don't have any chorus.
No.
Delay.
Title chorus is pretty sweet.
All right, let me. Here, I got access to.
And Ryan says, don't have the grand opening on Angela's birthday weekend.
When is that?
Yeah, when is that? We need to avoid that. JJ says he loves the FAQ show. So do I.
Thank you.
And Dylan is on the ball. My God, he called me out on that capo question right away. He goes, I think Ben got into the ganja because he asked that a while. I'm like, I know I did. I thought I did. I wasn't sure because I usually am when I'm watching.
Yeah, Dylan's on top. He's definitely steel trap memory. So Dylan is my external hard drive.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I go, Dylan, remember that dude that bought the thing? And he goes, oh yeah, that was Steve Rittenhouse or fucking some shit like that. I'm like, oh, that was the guy's name? Yeah, that's him. Oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, minimal information, and he'll know who, oh, that was Bob Miller. How do you access that shit? And I don't even know if I had breakfast from this morning.
I think I threw him a curveball this week. So
yeah. Okay. Well, we'll be shooting
because I remember I was doing that a few months ago, and it was about week 4. He's like, just stops and he looks at you. He goes, I think Ben's just messing with us. You're like, yes, he has been for the last 3 weeks. Dum.
That happens.
Yeah.
So we do have a Cascade in stock.
Nice.
We need to get 87s. We need to get, the Luster's not around. We need nice drive A's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Luster should come back as a production model. Just saying, Lawrence.
We're good. Those are great, though. We need 87 Deluxes.
Sup, Tom?
We did have the Rivals, but we're out of those too. So, and Embers. But yeah, so we got to reorder some stuff. What's available? Okay, so
nice. Tom says some people like Dylan are just born smart.
I mean, he's just got, he retains it. It's really funny because at the store, so when we first started this years and years ago, we only had a few pedal brands. We still had a lot, but we had a few, and I was pretty good with the ones we had. And now we have 50 pedal companies or some ridiculous shit like that. It's just so much. Dylan has this, he's like the ancestry.com of fucking pedals. So if you're like, yeah, I'm looking for this fuzz that was recorded on this song back in 78, and he'll be like, it's the family tree. That was a fuzz face without the mid hump. And he can just figure it all out.
Yeah.
And he's got the family tree of all the pedals and how they've gone. And I'm like, because there's times now that I jump up in the front and I'm selling, working on the floor, and I'm like, Dylan, I'm going to go talk about the guitar because I'm good there. Yeah. I'm very confident with my knowledge there. You're going to have to tell him about this pedal because I don't know.
Right.
Does this got a stereo output? Does this have a cut switch? Does this got that? And then I'm like, yeah, it's further than I can remember right now. I mean, I'm still pretty good.
That's what Aaron does for me, which is great.
Still, I think I average better, better than the average bear, but Dylan is he's the hard drive of that shit.
Yep. Hey, Dave Ennis.
MJ's the same way. MJ's gotten to be he's like Dylan's assistant, and MJ's incredibly knowledgeable on stuff too. So it's really nice having those guys. I need to access their information.
Unbelievable says Dylan needs to be on the show too. Dylan's been on the show. Both he and Ike were on together, as well as Dylan did his own guest spot as well, because I had to corner him and talk pedals for 2 hours, and it was just picking his brain, and it worked.
Dive, that's for sure.
Ooh, interesting question. Absolute Mayhem says, question for Ike and Ben. If you look back 30 years ago, 1991, what was your favorite cassette tape?
Favorite cassette tape in 1991? I might have to Google 19.
I was going to say, I need to know what came out in 91.
1991 music. Let's see what that shows us. That I'm gonna do a quick look and see if anything.
I'm gonna go with Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger. Wow, that was a good year. Yeah, Nevermind, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Motorfinger, 10, Auckland Baby.
That was probably one.
Out of Time, the Black Album. Holy fuck.
The Black Album
did come out in 91. That's not right.
That was 91?
That wasn't 91. It was 92, I believe. I thought. I don't know, but if Bad Motorfinger came out, I'm going with that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
REM's Out of Time, though. I listened to that album a lot. That was a big album.
I listened to a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers back then. Because that Blood Sugar Sex Magic was a killer album.
Yeah.
Oh, Winger was big back then.
Winger was big.
Miles.
Oh, apparently, it was August of 91? No, that can't be right. It says that, though, in Wikipedia. Wikipedia has to be right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
The Use Your Illusion albums came out.
Those are shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my opinion. Like, to me, Guns N' Roses was a one-album band. That was it. After that, it was all shit. And I credit that because Steve Adler was done. He was the heart and soul of Guns N' Roses.
And Izzy phoned in the Use Your Illusion stuff.
I mean, Appetite for Destruction was an amazing album.
Yep.
Everything else after that, I just didn't have the same power. I felt, for me. I know a lot of people are going to hate that, but that was me, personally.
Okay, I don't see Bad Motorfinger necessarily there. Oh, Sailing the Seas of Cheese came out by Primus that year. I listened to that a lot. I'm going to go with REM's Out of Time then, because I know for sure that came out in 91. There we are.
I couldn't stand REM. This is saying Pearl Jam 10 came out in 91.
I was doing that weird thing. I was listening to, I was still listening to hair metal, but then I got into the whole college rock scene with REM and Dinosaur Junior and all that, because I started hanging out with some older folks. 3 years older than me. It's one of those, you go over to their place. I look at the record collection of 100 albums. I didn't know one band. Other than, he had one Danzig album. I'm like, I've heard of Danzig.
Right. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like 10 came out. So I know, yeah. So Bad Motorfinger and 10 was probably, because that was the start of the grunge. Yep. And I was into it. I mean, I was 21 years old. So
apparently, okay. Match Man says the Black Album was 91. I could have sworn. Yeah, that's weird. I remember it coming out, but I thought I was out of high school. Apparently not.
I was
Dinosaur Junior's Green Mind. Yeah, Chris. That's another one I listened to a lot. I think I listened to that Dinosaur Junior album more than all other Dinosaur Junior albums combined.
As I'm looking through this list, there's a lot of really good shit in 91. Even just like quick stuff. Like even Lenny Kravitz, Mama Said was pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, even like Spin Doctors, that was fun for the time.
Sure.
Like it wasn't something like, oh wow, I'm this huge Spin Doctors fan, but it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I think by 91 we were for me, because a lot of guys look back on the 80s hair metal stuff with such nostalgia and they love it and that's cool.
Yeah.
I just don't look at it that way. I don't look back on it with as much nostalgia as other folks. I acknowledge that it was a great time and I loved it. And a lot of stuff, it's like time travel to me. When I listen to like old Van Halen, that's still gold.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't look at, I guess I don't hear it the same as, I just don't look at it as nostalgic as I did. Because I started to really like stuff that came after and I still like stuff that's out now.
Sure.
I think I've always progressed and I think sometimes people do get stuck in like a decade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I got a friend of mine that all he listens to 80s. He's the same age as me, and it's all 80s all the time. Nothing new. And
I pretty much tuned out around 2000, unless albums prior to 2000 kept releasing music post 2000, basically.
Yeah, I kind of subscribe to that too. I just changed, like different genres became interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because I've gone through phases where I really liked funk music, like
Sure.
deep into that stuff, or even jam bandy stuff. I'm not a huge jam band fan, but I got into like, oh, that's really cool, or I like this, and then I kind of moved past it.
Right.
Like, this is really cool, and I like it, and now I'm good. Like, I've experienced that, and I'm not like sunk into it. I think that's I always kind of keep moving. Or I think some people kind of get stuck.
Right.
It's only metal all the time.
Yeah.
And I was a very metal kid, but then I learned about blues, and then I got into funk, and I really like old like R&B and soul and Motown, and like one of my favorite people is Ray Charles. That's one of my favorite artists of all time.
Sure.
Along with like Motorhead. So I have I got a lot on the list.
We got my good buddy Dave Nesdall in the chat here, host of Guitar Town Hall every Thursday night over on his channel. And I'm the co-host of Guitar Town Hall every Thursday night over on his channel. So go over there and sub. If you enjoy my stuff, you'll enjoy that as well. Dave and me, we get into all kinds of shenanigans talking about this, that, and the other thing.
Dude, Gish from Smashing Pumpkins came out. So did No More Tears from Ozzy.
Yep.
I listened to the shit out of that album too. Yeah.
My Bloody Valentine started in 91. That's true.
Arise from Sepultura.
It's interesting. It was literally, like that was the year 91 when you literally had Nevermind and Use Your Illusion. You think the whole debacle of Use Your Illusion, the whole bloated rock thing, and there's Nevermind the same year.
Well, I mean, you get, The Sky Is Crying from Stevie Ray Vaughan came out that year too. Yeah. But I mean, this is like, as I'm looking through this list of albums, I'm like, holy shit, we had so much crossover going on. Oh yeah,
well, like Bonnie Raitt she finally broke big, and because I remember that was the last time my dad watched an awards show. Like he'd watch mockingly, like the Grammys and stuff. And I'm growing. My mom loved award shows, and I'd watch all the music ones, definitely. And when Bonnie Raitt got Best New Artist. And he's like,
she's been doing it for 20 years.
He's like, she headlined our festival 20 years ago.
Right.
Like, she's not new. But she had that hit. That was the breakthrough. And all of a sudden, Best New Artist. And it's like.
I think we've all played something to talk about in our cover band, right? I know I have more than once. But yeah, I mean, look at Mr. Bungle came out in 91. Yep. MC Hammer, Too Legit to Quit. Yeah, so there's a lot of really cool. That was a huge crossover year, I think. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, because that was like basically anything goes, which was great.
Everything was changing then, I mean, the Pearl Jam and the whole Seattle scene. It's funny because I hear younger people that, they don't like certain, Nirvana sucks or Pearl Jam sucks. And I'm like, you're missing the context.
Yeah.
Maybe I still think Pearl Jam, like the first 3 albums were fucking gold. Like that shit was just killer stuff. The writing, the arrangement, all that stuff was really killer. But I can understand, times change and kids listen to things that they're more modern. But it's funny because I'm like, you're missing the context. It's kind of like a Van Halen situation. A lot of people that, as time goes on, guys like us still, we just adore Eddie and all that stuff. But younger kids might not get it, or they're like, man, it sucks. The thing is, they don't understand like what the impact was at the time.
Exactly.
What was happening at the time when Van Halen came out and it was fucking blew everything up. That's kind of how that Seattle scene, same thing.
That's how our parents' generation talked about Hendrix.
Yeah.
He changed everything.
Everything shifted. And then the same thing with the Seattle stuff. Like, we were all getting tired of like, hey, she's my cherry pie. Oh, fuck. By that time, I was just like, I can't watch this shit anymore. Like, honestly, I was already checked out of hair metal by the 90s, by the early 90s. But then the Seattle stuff came in and it was pure and it had groove and and it rocked.
Well, and the first wave wasn't even grunge until Nirvana, because you had Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Pearl Jam, none of which are grunge.
Well, but they fall into that Seattle sound.
Exactly. And that's where people, like there's the Seattle scene, but there's also grunge that came out of the Seattle scene at the same time, or a year or two behind, but
all within that. You know, Flaming Lips, and then Mother Love Bone. They were dead before they even arrived, but like all that, a lot of those.
And that stuff, it was more groove oriented still.
I remember listening.
There's no groove in grunge. Grunge is more punk,
Yeah, and I remember listening to like Pearl Jam, going, "This rocks," and it's got a good like fucking beat to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's the way I always kind of looked at it.
What's up, Fruitcake Tony? Fruitcake Tony did a live feed from EVHCon, which Nesdal and Janice were both at.
Where was that?
It was at Greenwich Music in Greenwich, Connecticut. Joe Suma, he's been hosting that event for a number of years now. And a bunch of guys, they all bring like their Frankie replicas and stuff, and they got a band playing, and everybody gets up, takes turns playing Van Halen tunes. And
I thought it was a Johnny Bean thing or something.
Johnny Bean's been on the periphery of it. Unfortunately, he's on the other coast, so
I was on not on his stream, but I was watching it a couple weeks ago. They had a whole thing. It's what pops up. Sometimes I'm like, oh, hey, Johnny Bean's on. Let me go over there. Or hey, Coombs is on. Let me jump in for a minute.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm just lurking in the back.
Lurking while working.
Yeah.
Tom says I have to come up with a lurking emoji. I don't know how I'll figure that out, but we'll figure it out.
Fog or something.
Yeah.
It kind of lingers in the back.
It's just an eye peeping through a hole or something, lurking. I don't know. Peeking out from behind a curtain.
There you go. All right, I'll be right back. I got a good beer.
You do that. I'm going to continue on with the chat. Oh, let's see here. Stone Gossard is a great punk player. That's true, Chris. Mudhoney, pure grunge right there. Steelheart killed hair metal, Bruce says. Now, Cherry Pie, that was bad. I'm sorry, that was bad. Hair metal did get very formulaic. Is that the word? Yes. A lot, big reverb, right? Big drum sound, high gain Marshall. Head shred to a certain extent. Every singer was trying to be Robert Plant. Hey, Justin Cox in Utah. Ooh, Social Distortion. Nice. That's what it was. Halenville was live from EVHCon today. Right. I didn't think it was Show Me Your Pick live from Halenville. Charles, it's right here. I was thinking that too because I kind of want to take that Gretsch out to the jam next week. So we have the Switch.
Tesi Switch.
That's right.
See, I don't need one of them JHS pedals.
There you go.
That's one of the that's an original one from back in the day with the LM308.
Nice.
You gotta pick up these bricks every now and again.
I got a couple of Vermins back there, including the 4-knob one out next year.
Nice.
Yeah. Which I've had, I think, since June.
So let me ask you this. What is the latest acquisition that you've gotten as far as like guitar or gear?
The last guitar, well, I got some cheap guitars that I think they've already gone down the road. The latest keeper is the Gretsch.
Oh, those are so nice, man. We carry Gretsch too, so
yes.
Man,
this was in the how they do the limited run color every year. This was the one they did the Fairlane Blue one year.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah. So, and then I was doing a video on it, and all of a sudden the Switch decided to stop working, and then somebody anonymously bought a Tesi 3-way switch and had it sent to me. I still don't know who it was.
Nice. Yeah, those Gretches are nice, man. We've been super impressed. with the stuff we've gotten in. Very dangerous. Very dangerous.
And I think the latest pedal would be Lawrence's digital delay.
Nice.
Before that, it was Lawrence's reverb. Before that, it was his limited edition fuzz face. Before that, it's been the year of LPD pedals in many ways. I don't think I've missed one this year.
Hey man, all that stuff is putting out great stuff. So
yeah, you don't regret it. You put it on the board and you're like, damn, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I like fuzzes now again.
How much room do you have for stuff? That's the thing. It's like,
yeah, that's that whole shelf right there. Those are all Lawrence pedals that aren't on my board.
I just had to make a mini board for the jam, and I pulled everything out and was just switching things around and stuff that I did have and stuff that I didn't have. So I just wanted to keep it, very simple, and it just ended up being like, I got one of the vintage Boss, the 65 Deluxe pedal. Right. I put that on, but I only put it on because I needed the reverb because I'm using it with the Pro Juniors, which has no reverb. So I needed the reverb, and then I got the Sweet Honey Overdrive by Mad Professor.
Oh, they are nice.
That's a good. It's man, those guys. If you like a good overdrive, Sweet Honey Overdrive is a great one to plug. Good stuff. And then I got the Snouse pedal. Snouse is based out of Colorado. And so I put that on there too because it's based on like a bass breaker, blues breaker pedal.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like the combo. Two of them kind of had a contrasting thing, and then together they made a really cool overdrive sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
So like an overdrive nachos.
I get it.
So I got a new guitar recently too. You guys want to?
Yes, definitely.
You might be surprised. Because it's not this just steps out of what you normally would think would be something I would have.
Okay, fair enough.
Actually, I got two. One, so I'll show you both.
Oh, apparently apparently I sold the Boss DD3. That's gone. I think to somebody in the chat here bought it. Doesn't have a label on the back, but it's having less Velcro by the second here apparently. Oh, you got yourself a Wolfgang.
I got myself a wee Wolfgang.
I dig it.
I needed something for some little.
And it's a 2021 because it's got the roasted maple neck.
Yep.
Or they call it baked maple.
Yeah. I got this because I wanted something that's going to be a little bit more of a. I don't have any shred guitars.
Well, you gotta have one, right?
So I need to have something that had a.
You need the locking wiggle stick. Yeah.
And so I had to get this one, but the other one I just picked up. I'll show you that. This is the big surprise. I don't think you guys would figure I would pick this one up. But of course, it is a G&L.
Ooh, yes.
I do love my G&Ls.
Yes, you do. Oh, nice.
So it's a S500. And it's in Sonic Blue, so I couldn't help myself. So,
it happens.
And it's very stratty.
Very nice. Doug Strong's like, who doesn't like to see a new guitar? Exactly. Who doesn't?
Yeah, this one's... I just love the necks on the G&Ls because Jagunda hands. So right. These are very comfortable for me for some reason.
See, I'm not old and vintage. Have a good night, my friend. Billy Baloney says, that DD3 may or may not be coming my way. Yep. Hopefully I'll get that out tomorrow or Tuesday.
Magic Man's
box. So
right now.
Bruce says the Gem Junior is the best low-budget super strat. I am not sure about that.
I've never bonded well with Ibanez.
The necks would be way too small for you.
Super thin. I mean, my hands are just, it cramps the shit out of me. I can't do it. I mean, you've shaken my hand before.
I have.
These that fucking bear claws, man. I can't do the thin little
Got a couple catcher's mitts on them.
This is not what you want to get hit by in a fight. Absolutely not.
Nope. Nice. Travis got 4 new songs done. Awesome, Travis. Hog Rotten's here. Just got a G&L Telly Sonic Blue. Can't beat their prices and quality.
And next time you need one, make sure you go to Flipside Music here in Denver, Colorado, where we set up all the guitars before we ship them.
That's right. And you don't get any stale candy stuck in it that can ruin the finish if it leaks through the packaging.
Yeah, we'll only send hot sauce.
That's right. Good hot sauce. So good, I would eat it straight. I'd put it right on a tortilla chip. No problem.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I wanted something that wasn't going to burn people's faces off. It's also good in Bloody Marys if you like to have a little bit of a...
Or a Caesar.
A little cocktail for breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Terry GGG said he was shocked at the 3. Yeah, we got a... it wasn't a Music Man. It was a EDH. It was a Wolfgang.
Mm.
And it's... I don't know what happened, but they smashed the 3-way switch into the body. So we put the picture up on our Instagram.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah. It was crazy. We pulled it out and I was like, oh, it was such a beautiful guitar. Black satin, ebony fretboard. I mean, it was a stunning looking guitar. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, we had to send it back. We got another one coming, but who knows? It's not like pre-pandemic where we just send it back and get a new one.
Sure.
We send it back, wait 3 months, get a new one. So...
let's see here. I see Symmetries having a Caesar as we speak. Nice. Chris from Coburg just put $500 down on an Epiphone Firebird. Very cool. Robot Master Switch is here. Great Vanzini says, I think I need another Gretsch Deltolux acoustic sound hole pickup. Anyone know who might have them?
I think I got one left. I might have one in stock. There again, the power of the intranets.
And I know Great Vanzini's worked with you before, so that.
Yeah, he just picked up a Nashville Telly. Use
the affiliate links, folks.
Do it.
I don't think anyone's used it in a little while. Just saying. So. It was a loaded question. Laz says it was crazy how that switch was pushed in the body. That's why a lot of companies removed the switch tip when shipping too.
Or they put the little...
Yeah, the old styrofoam hockey puck thing.
Yeah. We save a lot of that shit. So what we do with a lot of the guitars is we save a lot of, even used guitars. We put it in the sock, the guitar condom that comes in. We save all those from everything that comes in. We put those in a box, so when we sell a used guitar, we put it in one of those, package everything out, bubble wrap it, or put it in a case and send everything out. But we save a lot of the foam switch stuff or corners that we get with amplifiers. We save that and we'll just cut it all. It's a little necks and throw it on top, a little extra protection. And plus, like I said, when we sell guitars, we set everything up before we send it anyway. So we make sure shit happens in shipping, but we try to make sure that everything's right when it goes because we don't want it to come back. Shipping is expensive, and it's getting more and more expensive as it goes.
Hey, Boner Jams. Yeah. I'm wearing your shirt, buddy. I'm wearing your shirt. Got to get all the ladies tuning in tonight wearing this shirt.
They're all going to be up tonight. Is that what you're saying? What?
Probably where the thumbs down would come from. He's wearing that shirt again.
Oh, fucking boner shirt.
I like wearing it to the grocery store because the old ladies are like, just see my shirt and they're like, Boner Jams? Ooh.
It's okay.
And I already look offensive enough with hair down in my ass, so.
That's the best. That's the best, though, right?
I know.
You don't look like you should be here. And then you put a Boner Jam shirt on. That's even better.
Yep. Meanwhile, they're playing Van Halen over the Muzak system. So what does that say? See here. Zach Stone says the guitar I want, it's not in a store or online. What are you looking for, Zach?
Yeah, what do you want?
And we should mention Ike does ship internationally, folks.
We do. Canada.
Canucks. I've ordered from Ike.
We send to Canada.
Yep.
Who was Moby Dick's father? Let me think about this one. I'm usually pretty good with jokes. Fuck, I don't know. Who was it? Cookie Puss? No. Choco the whale. Who's the Charvel guy or the Carvel?
The Carvel whale.
Yeah. Who's that? Chalky the whale or fuck, what was
something
that?
like that. I was like, I should know this. They don't have Carvel in Canada, but I got Rochester TV.
I just had this conversation with Matt from Texas Toast. It was like Choco the whale or some shit. I don't remember. Fudgy the whale.
Fudgy the whale.
Fudgy the whale. That's it.
Ah, here we are. Hug Rotten had a question. Who makes a good acoustic sound hole pickup? I'm just now into electric after 40 years of playing. Due to his hands, he's getting into some electric stuff. I get it. I'm just going to see if Zach mentioned which guitar he's looking for.
Fishman stuff. Look into Fishman.
Fishman's good.
Yeah, Fishman makes really good stuff for acoustics.
I think somebody asked Kahlers versus Floyd. I've never tried a Kahler.
I've tried them coming through like the repair side of stuff. I like them. I mean, they're bulky and clunky, but I like them. Floyd's I fell out of love with Floyd's years and years ago, and even though I have that EVH with one, that could be the downside of that guitar. I don't know. I don't know. They've always annoyed the shit out of me. So. It's one of those things.
Well, it helps that your Wolfgang has a decked Floyd too, right?
Yeah. I'm only
Tuning
going
a floating Floyd. Forget about it.
No, well, that's got the detune on it too. So, it needs to be on the deck. Otherwise, It's just not going to work. And it's funny because I was looking in a forum earlier today, and a guy was complaining, I just got my Ibanez back, and I don't understand. It doesn't look right because it's not sitting on the body, and I don't understand. And it's like, it's a Floyd, bro. It's a floating. It's designed to be a floating bridge.
Yeah.
It's not
Ibanez doesn't deck their stuff.
Dude, it's amazing the level of how much shit people don't know, and then they make a big uproar about it, and it's like,
oh yeah,
you're just ignorant. Learn some shit first, and because I mean, God knows I don't know everything, not even close. But if I'm questioning something, I try to go find some information about it before I start putting that shit out into the world, because the internet's a funky place. You ask a stupid question, and they'll roast the shit out of you.
Your other option is a trem stop symmetry, right? But then your floating trem isn't floating.
Then it's a hardtail at that point, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's like this guy. I got it floating very, very little bit. So
you can just do like a half step up.
Yeah, so I can go, if I want to pull it back, sure. I can get a little like if you're doing this, some kind of get a little bit of motion out of it, but not a ton. I'm not doing dive bombs on this thing.
It's not meant for it.
No. It's kind of amazing how I know it's a Strat, but I'll tell you what, if you guys aren't hip to G&Ls or aren't hip to the MFD pickups, try a G&L, even the import. This is a tribute series. This isn't a USA. I'm not that fancy.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got that kind of cash. But these MFD pickups are the same ones I put in the USA stuff. So these are really killer. Pickups. Very incredibly stratty. So if that's what you're looking for. Same thing with their ASAC Classics on their tellies. They're hotter than normal tellies, but you can roll back your volume and you get all the telly goodness. And if you like to play a telly with drive, like you do, and like I do,
right,
shit is gold. And those the neck pickup on an ASAC Classic. I don't know what the fuck they do, but you can, if you drive that pickup, I mean, you can get like an Allman Brothers compressed humbucker sound out of that neck pickup on a telly on the ASAC Classic. I don't know how to do it, but I've done it for like Can't You See? You know, everybody knows.
Sure.
Well, no, it's actually this. And then that freaking thing just, and you just can get this really singing, almost Dickie Betts kind of flavor on it. It's pretty sick.
Chris, thank you for using the question marks. I was going to say, yeah, if you want to stand out so I don't miss you, use some question marks, tag a name, super chat stands out. Chris asked, do you own any Esquires?
Do I own any Esquires?
Yeah. Yes.
I do. Ish. Okay, so I'll show. So I have a number of tellies kicking around this place. So the only Esquire-ish one I have is this guy. And this is from my friends at Texas Toast Guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Big old fat neck. This is actually the first. They call this, you know, obviously it's a Telecaster, but they call this their daily driver.
Yes.
This is the first one they ever made.
Wow.
And I have it. And it's got a Seymour Duncan quarter pounder in it. So it's a bit of a rock machine, which is cool. But that's not the coolest part of it. Coolest part is that I'm never unprepared.
Nice.
So I always have a bottle opener available. And what's great, because if you got a strap, you can just right behind here. And you're up and running.
Eddie says that guitar needs a Motorhead sticker.
We can work on that. And this has got a nice, I mean, this has got a really chunky fat neck to it. It's really, it needs a setup. It's got a little, the weather is.
See you, Ryan. Homemade bread is now cooked, and I have to go record some guitars.
Yeah, homemade bread.
Nice.
I've been trying to make some homemade bread here. You've been trying to make, perfect some ciabatta bread. Problem is we're at an elevation, so you got to increase your heat, lower your yeasty things. So we're still figuring it out.
I outsource. I just get my home-style bread from Chris from Coburg now. He works at the Millstone Bakery.
Ooh.
And bread. Yeah, and they do wood-fired bread.
You guys just don't go over to Tim Hortons and get...
Oh, fuck no. God.
Get baguettes or something?
I remember last time I darkened the doorstep of a Tim Hortons. But the only reason I did was because they were the only place still open.
Did you have a falling out with Tim Hortons?
I never liked it. Well, actually, I did like them until the early 90s. I liked them when you could still buy cakes and pies at the place.
Oh.
You know, I don't know. It's like, come in for a sandwich. No, I don't want a fucking sandwich. I want donuts and coffee. And your coffee sucks.
Well, I think they use magic cream.
Yeah.
There's some kind of magic cream.
Coffee smells like wet socks, though. That's all I know.
It's still better than Starbucks, which just smells like burnt coffee.
Yeah, at 3 times the price.
If I want coffee that's that fucking strong, and I'll use the mocha pot. It's not quite espresso, but it's not really coffee, and it'll get you going.
If I want strong coffee, I put twice as many scoops in the old coffee pot in the morning.
I go for the mocha pot. You know, the one that's got like the little triangle. You've seen it. old school, pretty much standard fare Italian stuff. Like you get
Yep.
born, they give you a fucking mocha pot and a cannoli and send you on your way. That's pretty much how they do it. And that shit, that'll get you started in the morning.
I do not know, Hog Rotten, if the band Bread was from Canada. That I don't know. Actually, yeah, McDonald's coffee's not bad.
It's all right. It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost you a fortune. And
I can't remember the last time I bought a cup of coffee because it's one of those things. I drink like 1 or 2 cups in the morning. That's it.
Fuck. That's it?
That's
Dude,
it.
I make every morning. I make a pot with 8 cups before I even get out the door. Hey, somebody just bought something over here.
Oh, cool.
Who bought stuff?
Hopefully they used the affiliate link.
Well, let's see. Music Man, Axis, Flame Maple. Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Let's
nice.
see. Who is this? Gretsch Deluxe.
Oh, yes.
Hi, Vinci. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, sweet.
I'll get all that stuff. We'll get the guitar. You know how we do. I'll get the guitar set up for you. I'll throw some goodies in there. I don't know what those are going to be yet, but I'll throw some goodies. I think I did last time too. I'll throw some stuff in there. It's always good that if I know you.
Yeah.
Just so you know. If you buy stuff from us and you put a tag, hey, blah, 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 you might get a little extra.
Yeah. Even if you forget to use the link, folks, if you shop, say Ben sent you.
Yeah. Because we got stickers and koozies and hot sauce. Literally, we do have hot sauce. And cool shit. And so I was thinking actually about getting like a bunch of like stupid party favors type stuff that's like promotional just for orders that go out online. Yeah, we got plenty of those.
Thanks very much, Hippie.
Thank you, Van.
My friend.
Thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
Another great supporter of here as well as your stuff as well, I will say. Yeah,
thank you, Metalhead Hippie. I appreciate all the support, man, for all the time that he's always promoting us, and he buys a lot of T-shirts and shit and sends them all over the world. We have T-shirts all over the world because of Metalhead Hippie, and I appreciate that. That is, I think, the coolest thing.
I know people love that. I'd tap that humbucker shirt because I wear that all the time, and just to look at people's faces at first, they're like, I don't get it. And then you see the one guitar player that you see over there, he's like, that is epic.
It's a lot of people see that and they don't get it. And so here's a funny story. So we have one of our good customers, Colin, that comes in. He's a school teacher. Okay. Well, he's retired. He just retired. This was his last year, but he's a school teacher and he got that sticker and he put it on his water bottle. So he was at school last year when they had school. And one of the other teachers looked over and was like, ugh. And he goes, what? Well, that sticker. And he's like, are you offended? And she goes, well, a little bit. And he goes, do you even know what it is? She's like, well, no. And he goes, okay, nice talking to you. Because Colin's, what are you going to say? It's like, you don't even know why you're offended. Shut the fuck up. You don't even know what this means. So
it's used in a good context.
What's that? Yeah, it's being positive.
Yeah.
So
we're taking it back. We're taking the phrase back.
We're owning that again.
Yeah. It's okay for us to say it. Guitar players can use that phrase.
I mean, I thought it was a good idea. I think it's a fun shirt. So we got to get more of this printed up, I think.
I just remember Aaron, JJ, and I all wearing the same shirt, walk around the NAMM floor.
Hey, we'll take every bit of promo we can get.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so when we open up the new building, whenever this happens, we're gonna do a giveaway thing. We got Texas Toast Guitars is going to be doing a Great American Build Off. So if anybody wants to participate in that, if you're a guitar builder, jump in on that. Go to Texas Toast Guitars and check out their stuff. All the information's there, and we're going to have, I think, the judging competition is going to be at the shop.
Nice.
So because we got the big middle room, and we're going to figure out how to make it between me and Matt. We'll figure out some shit like unfortunately, we're very hive-minded with some of this shit. It's like, hey, that's a completely stupid and fucked up idea. How do we do it?
Yes.
How do we make this happen? But he's going to have some guys out, I think, like Dylan Talks Tone, Dylan McCurchie. So he's going to come out because he's going to do some pickups for it. We have some other YouTube guys that are going to come out.
Nice.
To be judges that he's friends with. The guys from Vola said that they might come out too. So we're going to try to pull a few folks in. So Ben, if you want to come out,
I shall try my best.
Sleep right here. You could have a nice place right here.
That's what I do at JJ's place. I sleep in his house jams.
Yeah, you could sleep right here.
Perfect.
Because this is the only place, this or the living room. But either way, you're welcome to,
Tony says, thanks for the new lid, Ike.
Fruitcake Tony. Thanks, bud.
Nice. I can thank Fruitcake Tony for mine because Ike still hasn't sent me a lid. So there we go. Show me your pick every Saturday night here on the YouTubes.
Well, shit. I guess I gotta. Oh, by the way, so Fruitcake Tony, that's Cullen James. That is on that picture for the lid. Because we were like, hey man, can we use this as you could be our model?
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll get that.
Tom asks because he also works in a school. Should I get that sticker? Yes, you should, Tom.
Which one?
I tap that.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. I don't know if I have any left. I used to have a stack of them. Every time I would sell a pedal, I'd include Flipside stickers with my pedal sales too.
I will, if you want, I'll restock you. I got to put an order in tomorrow because we are out of. We got only a few of our logo ones left. We got the Great American Guitar Store one, which is really cool. I don't even know if we have any.
I think that was the shirt you were going to send me, the Great American Guitar Store shirt.
Dude, I totally forgot, man. I got to get you shit.
It's okay. It's funny because every 5 FAQs, all of a sudden you'll go, I have to, yeah. And I just giggle because I could be watching and go, hey, I could actually pick up my phone and go, hey, Ike, not to be a dick, I'm just giving you the reminder. But I don't do that either.
Well, I totally forget. The problem is I'll forget something and then something will trigger it like FAQ and I go, fuck, Ben Coombs, I got to send him a goddamn thing. And then we finish the FAQ and I forget. And I forget again.
Nice. Let's see here. Unbelievable says, about to pull the trigger on a Charvel San Dimas. Any drawbacks?
On our website? No.
Definitely buy it from flipside-music.com.
Through Ben's
!AFF-3.
Yeah.
I believe it's the affiliate link.
If you buy it through us, because I think we got a couple San Dimas's in stock right now, buy it through Ben's link and I'll throw in a t-shirt. If you just tell me the shirt size.
Yeah, and JJ says none whatsoever. And JJ's got an OG Charvel that I absolutely fell in love with. Charvels were never around here, and so I finally got to play a Charvel, and it was his. And it's an old original Charvel, and I went, holy crap, this is everything I thought it would be.
The new ones are honestly, so we got the black telly ones.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan bought one. Nico bought one. I'm tempted as a metal machine.
Yeah.
The problem is I can't smoke my own crack.
The only reason I don't own one is because I already have a dual humbucker telly.
Well, I got that one too. You want to see it?
Yes.
Mine's special though.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just keep pulling tellies out of my ass over here.
Yeah. He showed all these guitars and they were all tellies.
And they're all different. They're all weirdo fucks. That's what happens.
Look
at that sumbitch.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I love this fucking
thing.
That's
so Billy Gibbons.
Oh, that's why. So this was sitting at my mechanic's on a hook, and he's got an old Gibson amplifier sitting there. And I was getting the Van of Doom worked on, and I had to be there for maybe an hour. Now, John's a longtime blues player locally, and his son, Alec, who's like about 20, is kick-ass drummer. These people are fucking incredibly awesome people, by the way, too. They've helped me out.
Super nice. Unbelievable is going to email you tomorrow about the shell pink one.
Yeah, please do.
Nice.
Playing this for about an hour through an old Gibson amplifier, and I said, John, if you ever want to sell that guitar, come and talk to me, because it's a black top telly.
Sure.
Now these pickups are nice, but I do have a set of Reverend Billy Corgan PAF style that I might put in here.
Yeah, it could be cool.
But this thing, I just fell in love with it, and I was like, dude, if you ever want to sell it, talk to me.
Sure.
So he calls me and he goes, hey, Ike, I'm eyeballing that Reverend Flat Rock. Would you got any interest maybe if we do a little, shuck and jive trade? Come on down, John. So, and this thing rips, man. I mean, this is a ripper of a guitar.
Chris, you do need a telly. He says he doesn't have one at the moment. Hello to Jack Collins. And BC Rich 581 says everyone needs a telly, even a bass player like me does. Exactly. Even bass. Hey, Larry, the bass player in my last 2 bands, he owned one guitar. It was a telly.
You can do everything you need. We sold the American Professional 2 today. The guy's like, well, should I do telly or Strat? And I go, well, you're talking to the wrong guy, number one.
Yeah.
I'm certainly going to push you into a telly. I love Strats, don't get me wrong, but I think tellies, it just does the thing. He ended up buying the telly. American Professional 2, 3-tone burst, maple fretboard. I was like, dude, great choice. You'll be happy.
All right. Well, that's fair. Chris has owned 3 tellies over the years, but none at the moment. All right. Fine. Charles says life without a telly is just sad. Hello to Cushman NYC. Doug got rid of his telly last year and regrets it. I get it. Chris was also asking, was it the Telly Deluxe in the back? The green one?
All right, so I'll show you that one, and I'll pull out another weirdo one too, just so we can follow it up.
JJ says, took me years to realize I needed a telly. Love them. Yep.
Everybody shows.
I would love your telly, JJ. That thing's got the biggest neck I've ever played on a Telecaster in my life.
Everybody shows up to the party eventually, bro.
Yep.
That's what I got to say about tellies.
Yep.
Okay, this guy.
If you don't like him initially, you'll age into him.
So is this Telly Deluxe or that Telly Deluxe?
I think that Telly Deluxe is in your hand.
Because there's this one too.
Right.
I love this one a lot. So this is just a standard Telly Deluxe. This actually has the Reverend Hyper Vintage rail hammers in it.
Oh, cool.
This is no, this doesn't have the Hyper. This has their P90s, their vintage P90s in it. And this thing sounds killer too. No buzziness. This one was on the chopping block for a little bit. I considered selling it just because I got and then I plugged it in again and started playing it, and I'm like, I can't. Just can't, Yep,
I hear you.
So that's that one. And then this guy, it's like guitars, it's like Telly Show and Tell. So this is just a standard made in Mexico Telly Deluxe. What I did was I pulled the wide range pickups out of it because I hated them. They just sound like shit. And I put these P90s in it, and this thing has climbed up through the ranks just because I love the sound of a P90.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost got that, you can get very Les Pauly kind of vibes out of this,
No, I'm wondering, are those my P90s in it?
They're not.
Oh.
They were originally.
Oh, okay.
Originally the Ben Coombs Reno Fin P90s. Great. I loved them. That's what really spurred all this.
Right.
Here's the problem I have. The problem I have is once I hear 60 cycle hum, I can't unhear it. And every P90
they have a bit. Especially the bridge.
And so I shielded it, tried to tame the beast, and just didn't quite get there. So
there is no taming those pickups.
So what I did is I bought, these are Mojo Tone.
Okay.
Noiseless P90s. Okay.
Nice.
And these have the 50s vibe. These have a very similar sound to yours. I'm going to use yours in a different. I got another thing I'm working on.
I'm still working on a stacked P90 for the bridge for that set anyways. A little quieter.
Yeah, I mean, I love the pickups, don't get me wrong. That's what made me, that opened the door to the whole P90 in the Tele Deluxe thing. And once I got it going, I was like, holy shit, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the tone I want. That's the bite I wanted. It's got the fatness. You know, it's got a single coil vibe, but with,
but they're fatter.
Big ass.
Yeah.
Just it. Got a little bit of a thick ass. And that's what I love about it. And this thing, you play this through like the Blues Junior because you have the master volume and everything, you can really drive the freaking thing. And it just sounds killer, man. I mean, there's good ZZ Top tones coming out of this. And I love the 70s headstock.
Yep.
Everything about this thing. I bought this for $200.
Perfect.
It was one of those guitars that rolled in. I'm like, done. And then it's got, a fair amount of chipping from possible alcoholic.
That's like a relic guitar.
Yeah.
Nice. And what did I see earlier here? Well, Bruce said, yeah, Ben talked up the Tele so much I finally broke down and bought one. So what'd you think? That's what I want to know.
The problem is you buy one Tele that's a regular Tele. I don't even know if do I even have a regular Tele anymore? Well, I got my original Tele, but I put the Richie Kotzen set in that. And I love the bridge. It's hot, but it's rock.
Yeah.
And the neck pickup blows. So if anybody's considering getting the Richie Kotzen set,
just buy the
bridge is awesome. Buy the bridge pickup. Don't buy the neck pickup. It's shit. It's muddy. It's terrible. I don't know how Richie plays it. But then again,
he may not.
Then again, he's Richie Kotzen, so he can probably figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't have a regular Tele, but the one that I have the Kotzen set in, I'm putting a 65 Fender set in, just to put it back to a normal Tele. I need one normal Tele.
Yeah. You got to have your control.
Yeah. Because my ASAT is the ASAT GNL is probably the number one Tele I play, the butterscotch one. I like it because of those MDF pickups. They just have clarity and they drive the amp too, so you get a nice breakup out of it. Sorry, it's all day over here.
Brad was asking, who do you use for your stickers? He needs a new supplier himself.
So I use Sticker Mule for some, and then I use U-printing for some other ones. Now, the difference is if you're going to do stickers that are just for inside, U-printing is fine. If you're going to use stuff that you want to put on cars, you have to get like a UV approved sticker, because I made that mistake. I bought a bunch of fucking stickers. People put them on their cars, and like 2 months later, they just evaporated.
Yeah, they just flake away.
Yeah, they were just gone. And so we have a local guy that does like, bass drum stickers, stuff like, and they do car wraps, and I use them for our outdoor stickers. So if anybody wants, I always ask, we're like, if you're going to put this on a case, use this one. If you're going to put it out of your car, take one of these.
Sure.
So those are the companies that I usually use, Sticker Mule and U-printing. You get discounts the more you order.
There you go, Brad. Hey, Gino. We're going to go for a few more minutes here. So any last minute questions, get them on in here now. Bruce comments, I like the Tele, but I like the Beretta Special better. Well, yeah. Cushman has a road-worn Tele Deluxe and loves it.
Oh, I love those. I was just playing We got a Daphne blue one in at the shop. I was playing today. And I was like, don't stop looking at, put it down, because I don't need another Tele Deluxe. Because I also have this guy.
That's right, guys. It's not stickers, they're decals.
Yeah. Just like pasta.
Yeah.
So this is my Greco.
Right. I remember you getting that.
Tele Deluxe that I got from Chicago Music Exchange, which I'm actually kind of pissed at because it was completely wrong. They were like, oh, it's an 82. And I'm like, well, the reason I bought it is because they told me it was like an 82. I'm like, it's not. So that's cool. Thanks, guys. But it came, the fucking frets were shit. The electronics were fucked. I had to call them and get a discount because I was like, I'm not usually one to complain. But I'm like, this thing's not represented properly. You guys usually do a great job, but they hooked me up with a discount, so it was okay.
Nice.
This is a great player. These pickups are way better than the wide range you're gonna get, but this is like a 72. So this is the equivalent. This was made in the Fujigen factory. So I mean, this is your equivalent to a real 72 Telecaster.
Sure.
For $700. So
nothing wrong with that.
And this thing, I love this. It's got a kind of a fatter neck on it, which is very comfortable too. And then here's a really goofy Tele that I know none of you have. Most of you probably don't give a shit anyway.
No, they give a shit.
Look at that.
There it is.
You've seen this. Ben, you've seen this one before.
I tried to buy that from you. You're like, I got this today. I'm like, what do you want for it? You're like,
yeah,
forget
it's
it.
the goofiest shitting thing.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't have it. Yeah, let's go play that thing. Yeah.
She needs a little bit of adjustment, but I might make this into a slide.
I was thinking it would be great for slide. Brad has a question. What do you think of the Heritage Les Paul looking on the web? Nice tobacco burst there.
The one we have?
Yeah, apparently. We may sell another guitar here tonight.
So I'm not sure if you guys are aware of kind of what happened with Heritage. Can I tell the story?
Let's go for it.
All right. So Heritage came to us a couple years ago, and they're like, we don't have any dealers in the Denver area. You guys interested? And I'm like, man, that shit's is expensive. So I don't know. Well, let's talk. You know, I'm always interested. Nobody else. The way I kind of look at stuff is like if nobody's representing that brand in our area, it's definitely something I would like to have a conversation about because
sure.
I mean, it's business, you know. I mean, I'm a dipshit, but I'm not that fucking stupid. So, you know, Heritage talked to them and they gave me the whole rundown. So basically what happened is the 30th richest person in the globe bought Heritage. Now, the 30th, that's hard to say. But that guy, his son had interest in buying or owning a music store, or having some type of musical instrument manufacturing or some shit like that.
Right.
So I guess the story goes is that the son asked the dad, who's the rich guy, about the thing, and the dad said, "Well, if you could do this, then we'll look into that later." Basically, you need to show me your commitment type thing. And I guess he ran a small music store similar to mine for a few years, and they did well, and they, you know, he's very passionate about it. So they moved forward and they went ahead and they bought Heritage, because at the time, what was going on is that Heritage Guitars was, you know, it's based, if anybody doesn't know, they're based out of Kalamazoo. It's the old Gibson factory. So same factory, same equipment. And so what Heritage was doing was they were putting out guitars, and they were putting out very good guitars that were built on the same pieces of equipment that like built Jimmy Page's guitar, and Chuck Berry, and B.B. King, and all these famous dudes. Okay. Mm-hmm. But what was happening is that the tolerances on these pieces of equipment were kind of slipping.
Sure.
You know, some of this shit was coming out really great, and some of it was coming out pretty janky. So what happened was this dude went ahead and bought Heritage, and they went in and they pulled all that old shit out of there and refurbished it. They didn't just replace it with modern shit. They refurbished all the old shit. So all the tolerances now are back
Right.
to the way it was when those pieces of equipment were brand new. And some of those are very old pieces of equipment.
Right.
But they went back in and they refurbished everything and put them back to the like if they're brand new. So now you're working with pieces of equipment that can replicate tolerances properly. So
Right.
now what they're churning out is the Heritage stuff is churning out stuff that it's the old Les Pauls.
Right. I was gonna say you're right back to 50s spec basically.
And the 335s are, man, that's one of those ones that it's very difficult for me. And Dylan's same way. Like it's hard for us to not want to just take one of these things home. And we got it.
Right.
The Lemon Burst is great as well, and the Tobacco Burst. They all play freaking amazing, and they sound amazing. But along with that, which is really cool, is they also bought the rights to all the Teisco stuff. So they've reissued some pedals, a delay. There's an overdrive and a fuzz. The fuzz is killer. Super cool circuit. I don't know what they did, but it's a really cool pedal. Check it out. I'm not sure if we have any in stock right now, but very cool fuzz pedal. Very unique in the design, but really cool stuff. They also bought mono cases. So every one of the Heritage guitars that goes out comes out with a Vertigo mono bag. So you're getting like the top end, pretty top end of a gig bag that comes with it.
Sure.
Along with the price. They also bought all the rights to Harmony. So they're building all the new Harmony guitars out of the Kalamazoo factory as well. And all those are all USA made, and they got like ebony fretboards, and they're super killer guitars too. They run about $1,200. So all of this is kind of within that Heritage kind of frame. You get mono, Teisco, Harmony, and Heritage. So it's really kind of a cool story because we've gotten the Harmony amps and we've gotten the Harmony guitars and the Heritage stuff. All the shit that's come through has been top notch as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I think everything that's come through has been really good. So that's the long way around, but that's the story with that. If people didn't know.
Very cool. I wasn't aware of Harmony. I knew about Teisco, but I knew Teisco was back, but I didn't know it was under the Heritage umbrella. That's really cool. So
yeah, it's all falls within that, and they're putting out really cool stuff, and they got a lot of we don't have any of the mono bags in the store right now, but we're going to. I got an order I'm going to be putting in. I talked to the rep on Friday. We're going to be talking tomorrow and Tuesday to get some of that stuff in, just because we've had, hey, do you guys need mono sleeves? They got a new really cool high-end one that's going to be super expensive, but it's got wheels. So you can pull your guitar along with you. It's a double case with wheels.
Hear that, Janice? Janice has been looking for something with wheels for a while.
So Janice, yeah, it's going to be, I don't remember what they call it yet. I remember.
I'm interested in that, a double gig bag with wheels.
It's going to be a double gig bag, and some of them may be like acoustic and electric. So if you're doing that kind of a gig,
right,
and it'll have wheels on it. So it's going to be pretty cool.
I dig that. Yeah, great. More money to spend. Yep. Hey, Deja Blue. Welcome. So if you'd like to become a channel member and support my gas addiction, please do. Link down below.
So Dan brings up, he said that he heard that Heritage went to CNC machines and that the old workers walked out. I mean, a lot of those old workers, number one, they'd be lucky if they can walk out because they're old. As far as I know, from what I've been told, that's not necessarily the case. I'm sure that maybe parts of the construction could be, but that I don't know. I'm not, because I haven't been to the factory, so I don't know exactly what parts, but there could be parts that are I mean, it would make sense to me that they would, but here's the thing that I'm hoping is that I'm hoping come spring, I want to take a trip out to the factory and actually do kind of a vlog thing.
Sure.
And walk through the factory and talk to everybody about what they're doing. Coming around, the stuff that we're getting though, I know is been top notch though.
Which is why, how far is Kalamazoo for me?
The Harmony amps are pretty cool. We've gotten all of them, the 5s, the 20s, and the 50s. And they're pretty cool. They're unique sounding. I like them. And they look pretty cool.
It'd be about a 7-hour drive. Okay, because at the west end of Western Michigan.
Hey, you want for I come pick you up?
Yeah, just overdrive by about 7 hours, pick me up, and then back.
Well, it's not that far, though. I got to go home. If I'm going to go to Kalamazoo, maybe I just go home, swing around Canada.
Sure.
Just pop into Canada real quick.
Yeah. You just do a lap around Lake Ontario, right?
Kind of like Stripes. We just go into Canada real quick. We get out of Canada, and then we just go. We pick up.
Exactly.
We go.
Easy. And to think, actually, ironically, it was about 125 years ago, there was a daily ferry between Rochester and Trenton. For whatever reason, I'm like, I don't know why. There was a small town here, but in the 1800s, they did that 7 times a day.
Almost straight across, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's...
Exactly. And then from there, they could go stuff to Toronto or stuff to Montreal. Yeah, Milt says, easy drive. Yeah, we pop in and see Milton, Windsor.
Once you're on a road trip, 7 hours really isn't much. Like if anybody that's driven cross country, like I've driven across the United States.
Yeah, 7 hours.
Times, like from California to New York, back and Vancouver. I've been to Vancouver a number of times too. 7 hours kind of ends up not being so much. Now I was a much younger man when I did that, so that could be one thing. And there may have been substances that helped keep me awake at the time that I may not have about now.
You do what you got to do.
Yeah. So, but 7 hours, it's not that bad.
No, I get it. Years of hauling a trailer back and forth to Charlotte, North Carolina. A good easy trip was 16 hours. It was usually 20. And we didn't stop, basically.
You got to take into account some stuff and that you never do. You're like, oh, well, I'll be there in 12 hours. And you're like, nah, well, I got to take a shit. I got to stop food.
Yeah, because it's literally every second you're not moving at 60 miles an hour. It's just...
Right, you're wasting time. And you're like, I got to go to the Denny's and see if I can find one of the fucking cooks behind the fucking Denny's that might sell me a bag so I can smoke some weed on the way home. Because that's, if anybody needs that, just so you know, road trip advice. If you ever need some weed and you run out, just find the Denny's and go out back, and when they're dumping garbage, you ask one of those guys if they got anything for you.
Or now at least you can navigate your road trips based on legal states now, at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're so spoiled in Colorado. It's nobody gave a shit here before, and certainly nobody gives a shit now. So
same. I get it. Yeah, well, holy crap, we've done 2 hours, basically. Awesome.
That was pretty fast.
That was damn fast. So let's see. Do you have any parting words other than definitely check out the website? Also, check out the YouTube channel for the weekly FAQ show. Yes, a lot of fun. Answers a lot of interesting questions. And also, you've been doing some vlogs on the new space as it's coming together. You did one tour video in the one.
We did it on the FAQ. So right now, I mean, we just have the one, we got the FAQ. So that's really the most consistent thing that we're doing right now. But we're making some changes within the company, if you will, on whose responsibility is doing what. Because like MJ's really great with our video production, but Dylan's been doing a really good job. I need to up my game so that we could, kind of like the video we just did with the JHS. Mm-hmm. Dylan was able to do that at home, and I want to do the same thing here.
Sure.
Because we kind of have a backdrop. It's just the pedal, and then we could play and do it through the computer and the captor and all that stuff.
Silicon chips, space age polymers.
Yeah, and flux capacitors and such.
Yep.
And we want to, overdux oscillators. Those are the ones that get it done. So we want to make sure all that stuff is happening and putting out more demo stuff. But then once we get closer to getting actually in the building, we're going to start. We have a 600 square foot room that's going to have a stage, and we're going to have demo stuff and live shit. And we're going to have like different areas. We're going to have Ike's Acoustic Corner. Maybe I'll have a little pipe.
Nice smoking jacket.
Welcome to Ike's Acoustic Corner. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a Scottish accent for that one.
Sitting in a wingback chair.
Hey, you wee prick! We're going to have an acoustic corner. All right. So we're going to do a bunch of that stuff. So if you guys are out there and you're not subscribed, come on and subscribe. What the hell you got to lose?
Exactly.
We're doing fun shit.
And Terry's been throwing links to everything in the chat tonight. Thank you very much, Terry. And I did notice he updated to the affiliate link. Appreciate it. On that note, I'll be back tomorrow night with Terry and Tom with Connects with Guitars. More Q&A. We'll get into my jam that happened yesterday a little more. Talk about that, as well as, I don't know, maybe a company will release a new pedal tomorrow during the day, and I'll be like, hey, we can talk about that pedal. Happened last week. See if it happens again this week.
Is that a thing that's going to happen?
Who knows? So, as always, thanks, Ike, my friend, for coming on. This is always a blast hanging with you.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you having on. I know I fucking ramble on.
Definitely.
It's an easy thing when you invite me over. I'll just
exactly
get all over the place.
So yeah, just hold the line. So as always, folks, hold those doors open. Let that lady in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things, and good things will happen to you. Why? Because Doug's wife is real. Believe me, I know. So be good to each other. Happy tone chasing, and as always, don't litter. Just don't.
Just don't do that.